So why does the Senate seem to be bucking President Trump's one big beautiful bill? Joining us now, we welcome back Oklahoma Senator Mr. Markwayne Mullin. Senator Mullin, thank you, sir. I don't get it. Going ahead. Lindsey Graham said today, I love Lindsey Graham, right? We all love Lindsey Graham. But he said that essentially the biggest issue in the election was the border and immigration. And I beg to differ. Now, I'm a hawk on the border. Everyone's a hawk on the border. But the fact is, the biggest issue in the election was the economy. And that brings us to things like taxes or government spending. So I don't agree with Lindsey Graham. And I don't know why the Senate has to go through with a two-bill approach when the House is going one bill, including the tax cuts, sir. I don't understand it.
Well, Larry, we would, and everybody in the Senate will tell you this, we'll be happy to go a one-bill approach, but with the taxes in it, it has to originate out of the House because it comes from Ways and Means. Chairman Smith has to do that. Through other reconciliation, there's appropriate bills that we could put on that's got a revenue generator that we could send back to the House. When it comes to reconciliation, if the House can pass one big, beautiful bill and get 218 on it and send it to the Senate, I will tell you right now, Larry, we can get 51 votes on that. I'm just not sure they can do it. If they can, we're all in. We're for one big, beautiful, glamorous bill. That was a new word that the President put on that the other day. If we can get it done. If we can't, then there's no point in having all of our eggs in one basket. And so what Lindsey is doing, Tom Holland came to Congress or came to the Senate lunch last week and said, we're going to run out of money. We can't keep deporting people. We can't keep picking them up and transporting them and putting them in different places if we don't act pretty soon on giving Border Patrol, giving Homeland some extra cash. So FY25, remember, runs out March 14th or 15th. And we're probably, at this way, the way it looks, we're probably going to do a full year CR. Reconciliation would allow us to infuse more money, and that's what Lindsey is doing here. It's got military in it. It's got border money in it. And one thing it does do for the economy, it's got energy in it, which will bring down energy costs. And if you bring down energy costs, if you heard me say this quite a few times, energy is the backbone of our economy. So if you bring down energy costs, you'll bring down the cost of goods because you cannot make a product and you cannot deliver a product without adding energy cost into that. So the lower it is, the lower inflation comes down.
Yeah, but it won't put any more money in people's pockets. I mean,
I agree.
The energy story.
I'd love to get taxes done.
Senator, the energy story, I'm all for the energy story. Lord knows, been arguing it for years, but it's going to take time. You're not going to get to drilling for quite a while. This bill, if you pass it, will put money in people's pockets. That's what they want. There's a lot of things. Look, the border, as important as it is, and solving the crime issue and all the rest of it, I'm 1,000% for it. But it doesn't put money in people's pockets. And they need money in their pockets because Joe Biden left them poorer after 4 years, significantly poorer. And I don't see how passing a budget... Look, the House got a budget resolution through its budget committee. They just finished that up, okay? Now it's going to go to the floor. Give them a chance. I don't see how putting something on the board in the Senate helps that process. It seems like you all are putting pressure, and you're all saying, well, we won't do it at the end of the day. And it is not true. I'm going to say this again. As much as I want to keep the border closed, and it's already closed, we've done a great job. Mr. Holman and everyone has done a great job. The border's closed. As much as it has, the fact remains, it was about the economy. It was about high prices and high taxes and high spending. And Lindsey's bill does not address that. He doesn't address spending, and he doesn't address taxes, and therefore I don't think it's a good budget resolution at all.
Well, Larry, let's talk about what the House did pass out of committee. It's $4.5 trillion. Now, if you just go with the tax policy we have in right now, you got to have $5.5 trillion to extend it. So it does we can't even do current tax policy under with a $4.5 trillion. We're $1 trillion short. So, I mean, I am for it. Like I said, Larry, everybody in the Senate is for one big, beautiful bill if if the House can pass it. The problem is they can't prove that they can pass it yet. Even the budget that they came up with is $1 trillion short for extending current tax policy. We would even be good with extending current tax policy. But since we're falling short, we have to have a contingency plan. I don't believe in putting just having one plan and that's it. Contingency plans are what this is all about. Now, I think what will probably happen, this is what my opinion is. The House is going to do theirs. The Senate's going to do theirs. We're going to go A, B. Both is going to fail. We're going to try to do C, and we're probably going to circle around to D, which will mean we'll probably get back to one big, beautiful bill after we exhaust all options. Unfortunately, that's the way Congress works, and we probably will still get there. But at some point, someone's got to start moving to get the negotiations started.
I have to get out, Senator Wilton, and we appreciate your coming on the show. But I want to say one last thing. Please talk to Senator Mike Crapo, who will tell you that extending the Trump tax cuts, not the new stuff, but extending the Trump tax cuts is cost-free. Current policy, completely neutral. There's no cost.
Right.
And whatever number comes up with, I hear these numbers, 5 trillion, 4 trillion, it's all wrong. It's permanent policy baseline, should not be priced out, just like spending shouldn't be isn't priced out either. So please talk to Senator Crapo. He's a very smart man. As you know, he's the head of the Finance Committee, and they're going to have some important these cost estimates are wrong, sir. They are dead wrong. I agree
with you, Larry, on that real quick. I agree 100%, but since they expire, we do have to figure a cost. It's the way CBO does it, but I couldn't agree more with what you're saying and what Crapo's saying.
I don't want you to even talk to CBO. I don't want you to even, I want to take CBO off your speed dial, Senator Mullin. Yeah. That's the healthiest thing I can think of anyway. Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma, we thank you, sir, as always.
Thanks, Larry.